Okay, so now we got the Chicago Bears, and they did not have a first round selection this year, so we're going to jump to their first pick in the draft, which was a second round. It was the 43rd overall pick, in which they picked Cole Kemet, tight end out of Notre Dame. I gave this pick a C plus, simply because A, I don't think this is what they're looking for. B, I don't really think, you know, where the Bears are going, I don't think this is what they need. I think what they needed more was a playmaking wide receiver with big play capability, somebody that could really open up their offense. And I don't think Komet is going to be their guy. So, enough said about maybe getting a playmaker. Let's talk about Cole. I think with Cole, they're going to get a tight end that really struggles blocking. So they're not going to really bring him in for blocking assignments, which will probably limit his 3-down capabilities as a tight end and as a starter until he improves that. His pass catching is not elite, so while he's not terrible in the pass catching game, I think it was definitely a questionable pick why they would draft him with their first pick in the draft. And I think it was a bad pick. So to me, giving it a C plus might have even been too high, maybe looking at a C more so for Cole Kemet at the second round. So let's head to their second pick, which was also a second round, 50th overall. They picked Jalen Johnson, cornerback out of Utah. Johnson is a Fresno native. I gave it an A. Johnson, I think, will be a pretty good addition to that Bears secondary. I think he's definitely got the size and athletic traits that a corner needs in the NFL. I think he's got a pretty good field IQ, and he's very smart while playing zone coverage. And another thing that goes to his advantage is his ability to recognize and diagnose routes, which I really think can help him moving forward into the NFL and being more disciplined and not too aggressive. I think looking at the other side of the game, he's very good against the run. He could definitely help out there. Open field tackler. So I think he's got some things to work on, but I think overall, he's kind of already got the foundation to be a better corner in this league. Develop him a little bit. They got good guys there. Help him develop, and he could be a pretty good corner in this league. So their next pick, they did not have a third or fourth either. So we head to their fifth round, 155th overall pick, Travis Gibson, defensive end out of Tulsa. I gave it a B plus because, here we are, fifth round, and I think to get somebody like Gibson was pretty big. This is definitely somebody that could develop very nicely. Just at Tulsa alone, when Gibson was there, he gained, it was over 50, might have been a little bit more pounds while he was at Tulsa, really adding on strength, size. He showed improvement every year, which was good to see. So he might not be done improving, might not be done developing. So we don't really know what his limit will be, and that is exciting. And when you're in the fifth round to get somebody like that, I think it's a good pick. And I think, playing defensive line, there's definitely a lot of pieces there in Chicago that can really show him some few things and make him even better than he would be not going to Chicago. So I think good pick in the fifth round. That's why I gave it a B plus for Chicago. They had two more fifth rounds, in which for their second fifth round pick, they picked Kendall Vildor, cornerback out of Georgia Southern. I gave this pick a B plus. Vildor has the strength and the speed needed to play corner and really get with the more physical and more aggressive wide receivers in the NFL. He plays pretty decent man coverage, and he does know how to challenge the play or contest the pass at the right angles at the right time and really get there and disrupt the play. So he does sit back and run support and kind of, let other people do the tackling, which that needs to improve. His recognition skills and tackling are probably his biggest needs. And I think if he could get those things down and under control, then overall for a fifth round pick, it could end up being a pretty solid pick. and prevent him from, making his more common mistakes that he was making while he was in college, including this last year getting beat too many times on the deep route. So, again, recognition, zone coverage, tackling, those are the things he needs to improve on, and I think those are all doable. So, round 5, their last pick in round 5 was Darnell Mooney, wide receiver out of Tulane. I gave this pick a C. It's too little too late to try and get what they should have gotten earlier. However, Mooney is quick. He does have good rack abilities. He is small, and he does drop a lot of passes, which is not good, but he's extremely fast, and he can beat you. He does need to improve the route running, which sometimes he kind of jumps the gun on the route, overruns it, or runs it too fast, or out of control. So route running, he needs to fix. He needs to limit the drops, otherwise he's really not going to make it. So I would say he's got some potential because, speed kills. But if he could do it if he wants to do it at that higher level, he does need to limit the drops, and he does need to run sharper routes. Okay, so Chicago had 2 picks left. They were 2 7th-rounders. Their first one, they picked Arlington Hambright, guard out of Colorado. I gave this pick a B because although Hambright does lack experience and does need to improve, I think with the experience, you're always going to find improvement. So just because he hasn't played as many games, he's not quite as filled out yet, experience and talent-wise. So I think he does have limited starting time. While he did have limited starting time in college, I think as he plays more, he'll get more talented. And I think with that, technique issues were a problem because, if you're not able to do something consistently, how can you improve as well? So I think technique issues were a problem. And his athletic traits could definitely, if you fix those problems, along with his athletic traits, you're looking at somebody that could do some, definitely be a solid backup at the worst if he could get that under control. So solid pick for the 7th round in my opinion, which takes us to their last pick, 7th round, Lachevius Simmons, guard at Tennessee State. I gave this pick a D+. I'm not going to spend that much time with it. All I have to say is his instincts and techniques are below average, and I don't really see it with Simmons. That's all. So overall, I gave Chicago a B-. They did draft guys more lately, and they didn't have many picks to work with. So to get guys like they got where, you're looking at it and they're like 2-3 things away from really taking their game to the next level, I like it. They should have drafted a little bit more need-wise, especially with that first pick in the 2nd round that they had. They needed to take care of business a little bit better. But overall, they had some picks that really, for them, with the amount of picks they had, were pretty good. So, not bad, not terrible for Chicago, which is why I think they got the second best. It might have been first best grade in the NFC North. And so we will discuss why that might be coming up next when we address Minnesota's draft analysis, and they had 15 picks. So get ready, folks. Thank you.